Hi everyone. So today I'm going to talk about GCS versus Bigtable. Bigtable, right? So let's talk about this one, right? So this is here is big. We can say GCS, Google Cloud Storage, which and then we are talking about another system called Bigtable, right? And okay, so now we are going to talk about from you guys. I'm going to talk about from you guys, right? The first one is type of data we are going to store. So type the what is the GCS data type is like object. The data is stored in object format, and or we can say the blob and the big. So let's talk about in BigQuery. Yeah, no, not BigQuery, in the big table, right? So data is stored in NoSQL wide way, no SQL wide column store. And now the data format, so we can say data format, I can put here so it's easy to understand, right? So data format here we can say, right? So data format is here, we can say data format. Okay, I think this is a small we can do. So data format, number 2 data format, right? So data format, you can think, right? So this is file format. File can be JSON, file can be Avero, file can be Parquet, file can be CSV, file can be any other format, right? And then here the most of the file format, yeah. So most of file format here we can use row key based cells. Now we can talk about scalability. Scale is very unlimited scalability scale, and then we and this one also up to petabytes, scalable petabyte. Now that we can talk about latency. So this will be second to minute, and this should be in millisecond, right? As the big table, so it's in millisecond, right? Now we talk about cost. This is also a very cheap cost, right? And cost is very cheap in the big table. When we talk about the cost, right, it's very cheap. So the cost is cheap, this is cheap. So now let's talk about, okay, so I can write here, I think. So cost is cheap, query, okay, query in, so let's talk about query in GCS, right? It's very easy, and we can use via Spark, or we can use Dataflow, right? Or we can use BigQuery external table, right? The similarly way Bigtable, we can use the query from Bigtables is we can do lookups, direct lookup, yeah, or prefixes can also possible. Okay, this way we do. So update entire file, we need to update overwrite entire objects, this also can do, right? So this is the things. Now we talk about use case. or GCS, right? So basically this is used when you use medallion kind of architecture, right? Medallion architecture, if you hear, right? So row, um, it's basically like 3 layers, right? Bronze, bronze, silver, and gold layer. So in this layer we can have, row can be JSON events and batch processing, data flows, log architecture. Yeah, we can have. Now let's talk about a Bigtable, when we use Bigtable, right? So Bigtable, when do we use? So we can use very high throughput, high throughput. So where so basically when you need any dashboard where you need real time data, right? A personalization of e-commerce or ML features, where we can use these things. I mean, where you need data within milliseconds, and that we can use this one, right? So now architecture. So let me draw architecture. So basically raw data will come from here, right? And then we have GCS, right? Inside GCS, and then GCS, it can be bronze layer, right? Bronze. And then we use another things here. We can use data flow, because this used for batch data, and using batch data Spark job transformation, and we can put data into Bigtable, and same data we can put here in BigQuery. I mean, there is another table we can use, and then the data flow from here, right? This is the processing engine, and some can go. So real time data they can take from here, from Bigtable, batch data from BigQuery, right? So this is we can do. So now this is how we do, right? And typical example, you can do landing JSON data and design a big data. Okay, so this is how data flow. So now let's talk about some example, working example, retail click stream end-to-end data, right? So let's talk about click stream, some use case. I will talk about use case, right? So click stream data we need. What data? Click stream. This is typical use all company they ask. No, I should use this. And now click stream data we have source. So click stream is nothing like every event you click, it collect all your data, right? So on browser or wherever. So what I'm thinking, land row data I will put in GCS, and then design Bigtable schema to hotspot safe row key, and load event into Bigtable, serve customer purchase history in millisecond, and yeah, that's my plan, right? So click stream data, and then so first how we do this one, right? So click stream data the similar way. I will put landing here, or row layer, right? So row JSON, so click stream data will come in JSON, and we call branch, so it will be here, right? Source it will come here, and now Bigtable we need to design like Bigtable rows. So how do you design Bigtable? So basically you need to design row key. Basically row key is a big table, so you need to design row key based on business use case, right? It's basically customer ID. It is some timestamp you need, or how you going to load events Bigtable, in the same time we are going to load data into Bigtable, and also in serving purchase, they can use write some function, production, yeah, same way. So we can do this one. uh, so now this is how this question you can prepare yourself, but this is how big data, right? So the Azure translation, I mean, if you're using multi-clouds, multi-cloud Bigtable is a okay. Let me talk about this one, right? So when I talk about GCS, in same time you can talk ADLS in Gen 2 for Azure, and Bigtable in Google. The same way Microsoft has a Cosmos DB or HBase, similar to HBase or right. And BigQuery we have in AWS. The and Azure have Synapses Analytics or Fabric, right? And data flow here we have in data flow in GCS. The same way Microsoft also they call Azure Data Factory. This is very popular, or Databricks is Spark, right? So this is how. Now you guys can go through with details. That's all from my side.